Hey guys, welcome to another video from New Zealand's biggest gap year, where a couple of years ago Robin and I did 365 days of 365 activities all around New Zealand. What a great pace to do such a challenge. Anyway, in this video we are going to be doing a nice walk around Lake Matherson, which is a pretty awesome hike, as you're about to find out. At the end of the video I'll be going through some of the comments you guys had the first time we published this video, so stick around till the end. Today we are heading to the most reflective lake in New Zealand, which is Lake Matherson. So as soon as we get to the car park, we are wasting no time and heading straight for the walk which leads to the lake.
The track that is leading us to Lake Matherson is actually really short. It's 40-minute one way, and there is the option to do an hour-and-a-half loop track as well, but we have a lot planned after checking out the lake, so we are going for the shortest option. It takes us right through a beautiful beach forest, and as soon as we enter the forest we are completely isolated from the outside world. We can only see the thick native bush. The vegetation around is really cool. It's your classic New Zealand rainforest, with the first level being some low-level flax and ferns. Then after you have kind of a medium tier of trees, which are usually older fern which have grown a little bit bigger, and then finally you have the really tall and towering kahikatea trees and rimu trees. It's a really cool walk.
The track is super accessible. It is very well graded, very well gravelled. Literally anyone could go down here and check out this awesome rainforest and head toward Lake Matherson. Although we're expecting just a walk to the lake, we're super surprised to find this amazing rainforest on the way there. All the trees are covered in small vegetation like moss and tiny ferns as well. And then we arrive at our first glimpse of Lake Matherson. Lake Matherson was formed about 14,000 years ago by the Fox Glacier. As it was retreating, it left this huge depression in the ground, which has filled up with water and created this beautiful lake.
But this is far from the main viewing point of the lake. We have in our mind these really classic New Zealand pictures of the mountain and the forest reflective over the dark lake, and we really want to see this one. And after a very short walk we arrive at the massive platform. It's a wooden carved platform overseeing the lake, and it gives us this amazing view. The reflection is absolutely amazing, and Laura and I stay here for hours taking heaps of pictures.
The water is super reflective and really placid, making the reflection even more vivid, except for a few ducks that break the water as they're swimming around. A sign at the jetty tells us what the peaks are in the background that we can see in the distance, which include two of the tallest mountains in New Zealand, called Aoraki Mount Cook and Mount Tasman, although the clouds are covering those very tall peaks at the moment.
The walk back toward the Lake Matherson base is quite a quick one. As mentioned, this is a one-way track, so we are getting back in the same way we came in, giving us an opportunity to see the forest on a completely different angle. I am a huge fan of one-way walks because it gets us to see so much more out of just a short walk. But the main reason why Laura and I are powering through the rest of this walk is because there is some yummy food at stake. We have decided to treat ourselves today. We've been cooking for ourselves for months now, and it's time for us to actually eat something awesome cooked by someone else than Laura and I. So we have heard that the cafe at Lake Matherson was award-winning and had amazing food, and this is where we decide to have lunch today. The building itself has a couple of entries. The first one is going through the gift shop, which is also an art gallery with heaps of Kiwiana art, which is local culture art. And the other entrance is where the cafe is. And to be quite honest, although we spent some time looking at the art, what is the most interesting to us is the yummy food.
Choosing something to eat is the biggest decision of our day. There's so much to choose from: European, Asian, classic New Zealand food, but we end up going for a delicious BLT baguette, and I go for a salmon and ramen noodle broth. A little bit of everything here. And we get beautiful views in the distance while we get to eat some amazing food. And that's all topped up with a couple of our favourite types of desserts, which is carrot cake and frangipan for Robin.
Laura and I really felt like we needed a bit of a slower day today. It has been absolutely hectic. I mean, can you guys remember how many activities we've done in literally the last month? It's absolutely crazy. So as soon as we head back to the Ivory Towers in Fox Glacier, we are getting in touch with some friends of ours which are actually in the area as well. We met them when we were in Auckland and they are currently backpacking in the South Island. And tonight we are going to be meeting one of our friends at the Bigfoot restaurant, which is probably the most popular backpacker restaurant here in Fox Glacier. The Bigfoot bar is pretty famous in Fox Glacier, especially for having those foot made of paper that every traveler can draw on to leave its mark behind. As a French person, I have to draw our French emblem, which is the cock. Laura and Lindsay, my friends from the US, are getting onto the drawing as well. Laura is drawing something pretty unusual for an English person, which is a cactus with a sombrero on it, while Lindsay is drawing a picture of Milford Sound. She is actually currently working for the Department of Conservation, doing some kiwi conservation down in Fiordland, so I can see where she gets her inspiration from.
The competition is pretty tough between Lindsay and I. Who can draw the best amazing creation on their bear Bigfoot?
Gosh, I like both of them. I love, it's a tie.
You've just met Lindsay's mum, which is traveling with her around New Zealand for a couple of weeks, and because they have a lot planned, they are going to bed really early and we are left alone, Laura and I, eating some awesome food again. We are going for some pizzas right now because we felt like our yummy food this afternoon was healthy enough, but we can't help ourselves and have to finish with some yummy dessert. We finished with a nice dessert, having cheesecake and Laura is having a chocolate mousse. We are in for a great night at Ivory Tower before finally leaving Fox Glacier tomorrow, but not before checking out the terminal face of the glacier.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and our beautiful walk around Lake Matherson. So we did have a couple of questions, well no, more like comments, more like statements, but Mr. Biscuits says, you guys do such great videos, very informative, every place I want to visit, you seem to have a video about, thank you. Well that's the thing with doing 365 days of 365 activities in New Zealand, you kind of hit a lot of the highlights around the country, but the funny thing is, if we were to do this 365-day challenge again, we could easily find 365 different activities that we didn't cover the first time round, and yeah, we could do that another year doing completely different things. There is that much to do in New Zealand. Maybe we should do that. If you want us to do that, put it in the comments. Anyway, and then we get another comment saying, great video, super annoying narration. Maybe it's annoying that we're overly enthusiastic by this point in our trip. We're kind of going a bit crazy with the amount of amazing stuff that we got to do. So yeah, apologize for the over enthusiastic narration, but yeah. That's just how it was. That's how it is. All right. So just another thing about the Lake Matherson walk. If you want to do the entire loop walk around the whole lake, that's about 1 hour 30 minutes to do, but to just do a shorter sort of version of it, you can walk to the jetty that we sort of mainly focus on in this video. That return walk is a 40-minute walk, so if you have less time, that's usually the better option to do. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want more information on things to do in Fox Glacier, we do have loads of articles on nzpocketguide.com on the different walks to do in Fox Glacier, the different things to do in Fox Glacier, and accommodations in Fox Glacier, so make sure to check out nzpocketguide.com for all your Fox Glacier sort of information. Alright guys, see you in the next episode.